Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video, we are continuing on with part 2 of our mainstream nail polish mystery box. In part 1, we unboxed 54 polishes from this medium flat rate box, which I found incredibly impressive. We still have at least parts of 2 layers to go, plus a couple on top. Very, very impressed considering I only had to pay about $16 for the shipping on this thing. That was it. Absolutely incredibly generous. So let's go ahead and see what we can find in part 2. I think I'm seeing at least some Sally Hansen's and one more China Glaze at least. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. This first one is actually neither of those two. This one is from Jade and it is a holographic called, I'm not really sure in the pronunciation of that, Sudakao Rosa. This one I'm not too sure about. The brand name is new to me. I've not ever heard of it. If you have, do let me know. The holographic on this thing though is really, really beautiful. It is a rosy shade of pink. There's a little bit of like, I don't know if it's like a red or an orangey quality to it, but the holographic is absolutely gorgeous. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely one worth a try. I don't have too many holographic formulations in this color range, so we'll at least add it to my collection to do some comparisons of and see if I have something close enough or if I even like it, like the formulation and all of that. Like I said, it is a new to me brand. I have not even seen this, I think, in the drugstore. So that was Jade. Ooh, I'm going to butcher this again. Sudakao Rosa. Anyways. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do this. Ooh, it's a little quad. 4 little bottles. Cute. What are these? So these are from Simply Swirls. That, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an indie brand. So we've got 4, a purple mint, a cute little yellow, and a berry toned fuchsia with some glitter in it. The middle 2 seem to be cream formulas, possibly. They do seem to have a little bit of separation going on, but that's curable with a few shakes. The yellow does seem to have a bit of shimmer in it, and this is the only one that I see that has like a little bit of glitter going on. So the fuchsia one is Painting the Roses Red. The yellow is Eat Me. The mint one is Who Are You? And the purple is We're All Mad Here. So my guess is this maker had a little Alice in Wonderland collection, and this was a quad from that collection. Very cute, definitely worth a try. Again, if you are familiar with this brand, do let me know. It is new to me. So yeah, we'll add those so far to the collection. Yellows are still fairly unique to my collection. As you've probably heard me say before, I'm kind of picky on my yellows, and I have not, still am not like a huge yellow fan. So I don't have too many yellows overall in my entire collection. So we'll have to see how that one compares and if I do like it. The purple, it's a purple. We know we like that. The mint shade is a really nice shade of mint. Again, I will have to do some comparisons of my mint shades because I do have a lot. They are one of my favorite green families. And then the pink one is a really nice berry shade that I think might be nice for fall. So we're going to add all of these 4 cute little bottles from the Alice in Wonderland collection to my collection. All right, next up, we've got the China Glaze that I had seen. And this one seems to be another from the Do Hue Sesame Street collection. This one is called I Believe in Snuffy. And this is one that I don't think I did get. It's sort of this, if I'm remembering what I'd seen on the swatches, sort of a sheer peachy color. I am rather picky on my peachy shades. I need them to be opaque. I have found that I dislike them when they are super sheer. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to be keeping this one. Next up, we've got one from Sally Hansen. This is in their Insta Dry line. This looks to be an off-white called White on Time, and it looks to be a white cream. This one I would almost say is like an off-white based on the French white that I have sitting next to my workstation. Yeah, it's almost like a marshmallowy off-white. We'll give this one a try. I have been trying to widen my horizons with my white polishes. I think for the most part, a lot of my white polishes are pretty stark. So I would be curious to see if I like these off-white shades of white that have a pinch of something else going on in them. So we'll at least give it a try. That was Sally Hansen's White on Time. Next up we have another Sally Hansen. This is in their Extreme Wear line. This one is called Babe Blue. This one reminds me of Bikini Sotini from Essie. That's another shade that I was surprised that I did enjoy. It is somewhat of a pastel blue. There's a lot of white in here. There's also a very subtle shimmer. It's like a little glass fleck particle. So we'll have to do some comparisons of this one to Bikini Sotini and see how they compare to each other. What I'm liking about this shade of blue is there's almost like a pinch of cornflower blue purpleness to it. And I love that. So we're going to at least give this one a shot and see how I like it. But that was Sally Hansen's Babe Blue. Next up, we have another from China Glaze. This is another from the GRinch collection. I can tell by the cap. This one is called Who Wonder. I opened up a lot from this collection in part 1, and we seem to be continuing the trend. This one is a gorgeous berry shade. This is beautiful. You have a large glass fleck shimmer. I'm seeing gold and like a fuchsia in there. This shade is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely up my alley as far as a color that I have loved for a really long time. So we will be adding that one to the collection for sure. Next up, we've got another from the Sally Hansen collection. I think this is from the Crayola collection. And this one is called Wild Watermelon. And I would agree with that description. This is a pretty maybe coral leaning watermelon shade as far as like the shades of colors that we call watermelon. I feel like they range from these corally tones to almost like the juicy red watermelon shades. This to me falls into that corally family, and it looks like a beautiful cream. And I don't think I have any from this Crayola collection, and I'm really liking this color, so we'll definitely add that one to the collection. I will, again, with almost all of these colors, have to come back and do some comparisons of little groupings of these colors to see if I haven't duped myself or if I have colors that I end up liking better on my skin tone. But for the time being, Wild Watermelon will go in my collection. Next up, we have another Sally Hansen. Ooh, and this one's from the Jelly Belly line. This one is called Island Punch. And this is definitely a color that I enjoy. This is in that family of like almost chewed up grape bubblegum. That sort of like grayed out purple that I really, really like in every shade, every variation. I have some that lean as dark as Essie's Smokin' Hot, which I still sort of keep in the same color category as a grayed out purple, and as light as shades like this that are mostly in that gray mauve family, and I really, really like how they look on my skin tone. I have quite a few in my collection already, so this is another one that I will definitely have to do some comparisons of. And the name sounds familiar, so I'm going to have to see if I have it already for some reason. But then again, it could just be that there's another polish in my collection called Island Punch. But we're going to add it to the to be checked pile. But if I don't have it in my collection, I'm at least going to add it to do some comparisons for, because that's a gorgeous color. All right, next up we've got another from the Crayola line from Sally Hansen. Ooh, look at the finish on this one. This one is called Bedazzled Blue. Wow, this is beautiful. I definitely don't have this in my collection, and I am loving what I'm seeing so far. This formulation, the recipe of metallic flakies in here, definitely has my eye. That is gorgeous. This tone of blue is also ever so slightly purple leaning. I'm curious to see if that actually translates to the nail or if it ends up being a bit more on a smoky blue color side of the wheel, but in any case, I really, really like this. I think I'm going to have to add this to my fall rack. This is beautiful. So that one was Bedazzled Blue. Next up, we've got another from the Jelly Belly line from Sally Hansen. This one is a blue called Berry Blue. This is like a dusty sailor blue. Really cute. I don't think I have too many in this shade range of blues. We'll have to see how I end up liking it on my skin tone, but I feel like it has promise. So we'll add that one to the collection as well. That one was Berry Blue. Next up, we've got some round bottles from Pretty Woman, and this one is called No Label. Let's see. This one looks to be like an oxblood cream. That is right up my alley as far as the first kind of red that I really liked. So I do have at least a few colors like this in my collection so far. I'm actually curious how this would compare to at least, let's see, Lincoln Park After Dark from OPI. And I can't think of the names of the other ones, but they're in this oxblood type color. Actually, is Lincoln Park After Dark purple leaning oxblood? I'll have to double check on that, but we'll see how this one looks, how it compares to the other ones, if it's more brown leaning, more red leaning, and all of that. But it looks like a really nice formulation, not too sheer. So that was a burgundy or oxblood from Pretty Woman. Next up, we have another Sally Hansen and another from the Jelly Belly line. This is called Blueberry, and this is another shade of blue to compare it to the Sailor Blue. So this one is definitely a darker shade, almost more in the depth color family as Pacific Blue, although probably not a dupe, although I could compare them at some point if I can remember to do so. But I really like this tone of color. We'll have to see if it's kind of a shifter like some of the other colors that I've worn. Oh, I can't think of the name of it, but it was a julep that was kind of in this shade range of blues, and it ended up being a really interesting color changer, not because of any chemical reaction, but just because of the light. So it would look very blue in certain lighting, and then you'd go into a different room where the lighting was maybe fluorescent or natural, and it would change and take on a more purple leaning tone. It's just a cream color, but it was really fun to wear. So like I said, I'm not sure if this has any of those things about it as a shade of blue, but we'll have to see. So that one was Blueberry. Next one, we have another, I think, from Pretty Woman, and this one also has no name, I don't think. This one is a really beautiful shade of fuchsia, a bright pink, to compare it to some of the colors I have on my summer rack. I think a lot of mine lean a slightly different tone. This one almost has that pinch of like a purple lean in that fuchsia family, although I'm not sure if it's going to come through very well on camera. But I can definitely see a difference between the two. I'm definitely going to have to do some comparisons between these brighter, deep shades of pink that I've been collecting over the last year or so. It's very possible I've duped myself, but we'll just have to see. So we're going to add that to the collection. Next up, we have another one from the Do Hue collection, from the Sesame Street collection for China Glaze. This one is called Dat Color Dough, and I don't know that I got this one. I think this one might have been one that I'm like, don't need it, but we'll see how I like it. It is a really beautiful glitter balm full of this like teal leaning blue glitter, very packed in there. I'll have to see how I end up liking it. I could definitely see this as a topper for some winter manis. It might even be a fun accent nail as well. So we'll add that to the collection if I don't have it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this was one that I didn't grab, but we'll add it to the to be checked pile anyways. This one was Dat Color Dough. Next one we have, what is this? This one is Flomar full color nail enamel called Funky Magenta. Okay, so this is another new to me brand. I have not heard of this. Oh, it comes from Turkey. Wow, well there you go, that's why. This is another really pretty shade of that pink color family, that general section of the color wheel, if you will. This one does have sort of a dusty lean to it by comparison to some of these brighter pinks that I have. The one that I'm holding is Lights Lacquer Donna, and I think by comparison that one almost leans more electric. So I'll definitely be interested to see how this one compares on a swatch on my nails, but I really like this color family, so we'll be keeping Funky Magenta. Next up is another from Sally Hansen. Ooh, and it's in that finish from Crayola that I really like. This time in a greenish teal. This one is called Metallic Seaweed. Ooh, definitely want this in my collection. This is gorgeous. It has that same metallic finish to it that I really like. And this tone of green definitely leans blue, which is kind of similar to the tone of what I'm wearing. This one is from OPI. It is a jelly. I can't think of what it's called offhand, but what I'm wearing will always be down in the description box down below. So we'll be adding that one for sure. That was Metallic Seaweed. Next up, we have, I think this one might be an OPI. It is. And speaking of, here we go, Lincoln Park After Dark. Wow. So to do a small side-by-side comparison, yeah, I think Lincoln Park After Dark does lean that pinch of purple as far as this deep, deep blackened shade. So we've got Oxblood on the right, a deep purple on the left with Lincoln Park After Dark. Wow. Was not expecting to be able to add this one to my collection. I think I might have an older bottle, but this one is in the Infinite Shine line, so probably newer. Very excited about that one. So that was OPI's Lincoln Park After Dark. Next up we've got, I think this is a Sinful Colors. Ooh. Wow, this is in the Velvet Matte finish, and this one is called Empire Green. This is beautiful. Oh yeah, this is right up my alley. I love this shade of green. It's almost like a deep sage with, again, sort of a metallic lean to it in the finish. Plus it's going to dry to this gorgeous satin velvet finish. And another one that I don't have, I'm really excited about this one. This is beautiful. I think this might be another candidate for my fall rack. So that was Sinful Colors, Empire Green. Next up, we have another Sally Hansen. This is another blue. This one is called Cruisin Blue. So to compare this to that Sailor Blue called Berry Blue, I feel like on camera they're looking a bit more similar than they are in real life. So Berry Blue here has more of a whited out true blue coloration, whereas this one has like a pinch of aqua in it. So definitely different colors. Again, we'll have to see how they compare to each other and on my skin tone, how I like either one. But I don't have either of them, so we'll add both and see how I like them. So that second one was Cruisin Blue. Next up, we have another from the China Glaze Do Hue collection for Sesame Street. Ooh, and this one is a purple. This one is called Grover It. Now I'm pretty sure I did get this one. This one would have been one that I would for sure have grabbed. It is a purple and it is loaded with holographic glitter. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to add this to the to be checked pile, but like I said, I'm fairly certain that I do own it, so it's most likely going to go in the D-stash. Next up we have, I think, another Pretty Woman. This is in a really beautiful berry leaning pink color. That's really nice. This is another color family that I'm going to have to do some comparisons of because I love these berry shades, but I definitely don't have this one, so we'll have to see how I like it. So that was another from Pretty Woman, unlabeled. Next up, we have another, I think, from Pretty Woman. Yeah, this is another pink, and this one is called I Feel Pretty. Just to compare it to that other pink that we just unboxed, it definitely is darker and more of a berry shade. This is a brighter fuchsia. Definitely a color that I really like. Let's see, let's compare it to that other pink that we unboxed. Those are pretty similar, but I do see a slight difference. I think you can see it on camera. This one's almost a pinch darker. This is a little bit brighter, so probably not the same polish, but another really pretty color. Again, I'll have to do some comparisons of this kind of pink. I know. I'm gonna have all the comparisons to do, but this is I Feel Pretty, going in the collection so far. Next up we have, ooh, what is this? Ooh, this is a finger paints. This one is called Hughes Blues. Ooh, I think you guys probably can guess. This one's going in the collection. This is beautiful. This is kind of like that deep, very Perry shade. It definitely leans a bit more on the blue side, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got that mixed tone where it could be a blue, could be a purple, depending on the light, and it is absolutely chock full of a glass fleck shimmer particle. This is beautiful. Definitely going to my collection and possibly even on my fall rack. This is really, really pretty. So that was our first finger paints of the box, and that one was Hughes Blues. Next one we have, I think this one might be another Sally Hansen. Ooh, it's another from that Insta-Dry Crayola collection in the metallic finish called Blast Off Bronze. Ooh, this one might be a candidate to try for fall, or at least to compare to some of the other colors that I have on my potential fall rack list. Some of these might match kind of close, or at least have a similar finish and a vibe. I've got 2 browns so far on my potential fall rack list from ILNP. I also got these in a mystery box. We've got Olivia and Muse. Now they aren't dupes. The ones from ILNP have the hollow component to it, but it just reminded me of those because this one from Sally Hansen has that kind of similar metallic finish to it. So we'll see how they compare. Browns and bronzes like this that definitely to my eyes lean brown are not exactly my favorite, but I haven't tried too many. So we'll have to see how I like this one on. I think the tone of this one might actually work though, so we'll have to give it a shot. I am absolutely loving the brushes on these, by the way, so really excited to try this formulation and the brush. This one's going in the collection too. That's Blast Off Bronze. Next up, we've got, ooh, a glitter bomb from Sally Hansen. This one is called Grape Shifter. Ooh, wow. So this is the first one from Sally Hansen in this finish that we've unboxed from this, and this is really fun. You have silver holographic larger glitters, you've got fuchsia metallic glitters in a smaller size, and then you have these micro blue glitters. This is a beautiful combination. I'm not too sure if it is going to have like a shimmer component to it as well, or if this is strictly a topper. Yeah, I'm going to say strictly a topper. It's definitely sheer. You can see that on the wand. But definitely going to see about trying this on some colors. I really, really like this, and I'm fairly certain I don't have it, but we'll have to see. Again, if I don't have it, it'll go in the collection. If I do, it will go in the D-stash. Next one. Ooh, we've got another from Sally Hansen and the Crayola line. This one is called Sky Blue. This is, well, pretty much a sky blue. We'll see how it compares to Berry Blue. And what was the other one? The other one was Cruisin Blue, and it's kind of somewhere in between Cruisin Blue and Berry Blue. It is the lightest of the 3, being a sky blue. Berry Blue is more of like a white leaning, almost true blue, whereas the one from Cruisin Blue is more of that aqua pinch and a bit darker than the sky blue. So again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think we'll have to do some comparisons of this one and just see if I have anything like it in my collection already at some point, along with all of the other lists I'm giving myself of colors to compare, but we'll have to see how this one goes. I do really like the dusty tone to it. So that one was Sky Blue. All right, next up, ooh, we've got another from the Sesame Street collection. And I think this one might be the other Sesame Street collection because I don't see the Do Hue. This is a blue called Me Ate Santa's Cookies. This is a nice metallic blue. I don't think I got this one. This one might have been one of the collections that I didn't grab from that stockist. I mentioned it in part 1 when I was unboxing quite a few from the Do Hue collection that I had actually hauled a big chunk of that collection that I had found for a really good discounted price on a reseller site, and I never actually filmed it or anything. I just got the box and unpacked it, so I don't remember if I got any from this collection. This one might be like the, what would that have been, like the Sesame Street Anniversary collection or something like that. But I think I got mostly the colors from the Do Hue collection, so we'll have to see if I did get Me Ate Santa's Cookies. But this is a gorgeous color, and I think I would like this for winter, so we're at least going to check on that. That was Me Ate Santa's Cookies. Next up, we've got, ooh, another finger paints. Ooh. This one is a beautiful lilac shade called DIY Diva. This is beautiful. It is a creamy lilac purple, loaded with that same type of glass fleck from the first one. This one shifts between purple, I think I see pink, and blue. This is another one that I definitely don't have, and I really like this kind of color. I think this kind of finish is going to look absolutely gorgeous on the nails. And do I have to say it? It's a purple. I love it. So we're definitely adding that one. That was Finger Paints DIY Diva. Next one. Ooh, I think we got another from the GRinch collection, and it's a green. This one is called GRinch Worthy, so from China Glaze's GRinch collection. This is a pretty sparkly shade of green. It is a micro flaky. I'm pretty confident I didn't get any from this collection, so I don't have this one in my collection already. It is that color family that I'm not too sure about on my own skin tone though. I'm not sure of the order that my videos will post, but I probably have already posted my What I Wore video for June and July, and I have been destashing a few polishes in this lime family of greens. It just didn't end up being one that I enjoyed on my skin tone, but this one might have a deeper quality to it. It seems like there's a couple of different colors of green going on. So we'll give it a try. So that was the China Glaze's GRinch Worthy. Alrighty, next up, we've got another from the Do Hue collection from China Glaze. This one is called Living in the L Moment. And yes, honey. Oh, I love bud. Yeah. Are you upset I'm filming without you, Honeybun? Oh. Yeah. This one's a smaller box, honey. You're going to cover up all of the polish. Silly goober. Is that what you want to do? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So this is one that, again, I don't recall if I ended up getting this or not. It is a red, so I would expect that I probably didn't. But it's kind of a neat shade of red in that it leans a bit on the orange side of things. Plus it's full of holo. I may have decided to go ahead and try it. So we're going to add this one to the check pile and see if I do own it. Same as with the rest of them. If I do have this one, it'll go in the D-stash. If I don't have it, I might have to at least swatch it and see if I like it. Where do you think you're going? Oh, sweet love. I can't just hold you. Yeah, I can't just hold you, silly munchkin. Do you want the box? Do you want the box all to yourself? Maybe? What do you think? She wants to be hugged and held this time. She doesn't want to sit. Alright, we'll try to do this again. She might not be in the sit in the box type of mode. Oh, baby girl. Yeah. Alright, next up, I think I'm seeing another Sally Hansen. Ooh! Two things. I'm seeing purple, and it's in that Crayola collection. And it's in that Crayola collection. Yeah. In that Crayola collection, in the finish that I really like, if you guys can even see it, it is that metallic finish in purple this time. Olivia, what are you doing? Goofball. They can't see the nail polish, Goosey. So this one is definitely going in my collection. I absolutely have been loving this finish from them that I've unboxed so far. I, of course, have yet to try it, but I think I will really, really like it. And, of course, this one is a purple, so it's got doubly the chance of me really enjoying it. So going in my collection for sure. That one, I didn't even read you the label, was Rasmic Berry. Next up, we've got, ooh, this is a different bottle. Oh, okay. This is the plant-based collection from Sally Hansen. This one's called Fruity Papaya. I don't think I have any from this line from them. This is a really nice shade of sort of a watermelon. So let's compare it to that first watermelon shade from Sally Hansen. These two are fairly close. That one was Wild Watermelon, but the one from the plant-based one called Papaya has more of a deeper saturated orange lean to it, whereas the Wild Watermelon is a bit lighter and more pink leaning. So similar color families, but different. So this is definitely one I'm interested in trying. As you probably have guessed, I do like this color. I really like these corally watermelon shades. So for the time being, we're going to add that to the collection. That was Fruity Papaya. All right, we only got a few more, you guys. This next one is from Pretty Woman. We've got another bright pink. This one also has no label, but this is definitely in that same color range of pinks that I really do enjoy. This one, by comparison to Donna, is almost like a bit more watermelon leaning, whereas the one from Lights Lacquer is more of a bright pink. They're both in a bright pink family, obviously, but there's different tonalities. Again, we'll have to do some comparisons, but I really like this so far. So that one was another from Pretty Woman. 4 more. The next one, I'm not sure who this one might be from. This is, oh, this might be a new to me brand. This one is called Nana Coco, and this one is called Ballroom Dance. Interesting. So I've not heard of this brand before. If you have, definitely let me know. But this is a very interesting, like, blackened blue. You've got a couple of different sized particles in there, a shimmer and a slightly larger particle, kind of like a glass fleck. This kind of color is one that I've been destashing quite a lot of. It's sort of an inky, mysterious mix between like a black and a blue. I have been keeping some shades, but not all of them. I think we'll go ahead and put this one in the destash. It is really pretty. I just have to get rid of some, right? So that one was Nana Coco's Ballroom Dance. Next up, we have one from Sally Hansen. This one's in their Extreme Wear line, and this one is called Blue Blitz. This is a beautiful shade of very light blue, absolutely chock full of a glass fleck particle. This is more on the winter side of blue, or a very, very pastel green leaning blue. I think on camera it's leaning a little bit more sky blue. This is one that I'm definitely going to have to swatch and see how I like it. With this kind of a blue, it can be kind of hit or miss on my nails, so we'll have to see how I like it, but I don't think I have it, so we'll at least swatch it and see. That was Blue Blitz. Next one, second to last. Ooh, I think we've got a purple, you guys. Ooh, ooh, and a Azoya. Nice. This one is called Belinda. And this is one that I do already have, so this one will go in the destash, but it is a gorgeous shade of purple. It is a very rich shade, and you have a bunch of glass fleck particles in like fuchsias, and I want to say like a deep indigo. This is definitely a nice glowy purple, but I do already have it, so we'll go ahead and add a Belinda to the destash. And then the last one is another from the Sally Hansen Crayola collection. This is called Blutiful. This is a nice dark but bright shade of blue. This is somewhat reminiscent of Pacific Blue in that really deep, vibrant shade of blue. We'll have to see how these compare as well, but this is a gorgeous color. If it is different enough from Pacific Blue and the other colors in this shade of blue, I'm definitely keeping this. This is a gorgeous color. If not, we'll go ahead and put it in the destash, but for the time being, it's going in the collection. That one was Blutiful. All right, so there we have it. That wraps up part 2 of this all mainstream nail polish mystery box that I got. Again, thank you so very much to the seller. This was extremely generous. She only charged me the shipping. Again, super, super generous. So a big, big thank you. We unboxed 36 full-sized bottles and these 4 minis, which I believe are actually sort of a bonus from an indie brand. So 36 full-sized plus 4 minis. If we're only counting the full-sized bottles in this box, overall, we unboxed 90 mainstream polishes. Wow. Wow. Just wow. I'm blown away, completely blown away. We got a lot of very fun polishes. I got some finger paints in this one that I'm really excited to try, and some colors from a lot of different brands, but mainly these ones here that I'm really excited to try from the Crayola line from Sally Hansen. Really excited about that one, and I think this is another top pick from this part 2 box. This is that Sinful Colors in the velvet finish called Empire Green. Just some beautiful colors, so hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some mainstream polishes this time. I know a lot of my mystery boxes are mainly indie nail polish. So if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.